Be nice to see Jordan Spieth jumpstart his 2024 season. Going to have a chance, Brandel.
Yeah, I love the flow of his stroke. You know, it's just got such an up-tempo to it. And a little pop. Nice way to start the day. And a birdie at the first. Those are pretty rare. This is such a good shot. We're going to see it again here in a minute. My goodness, you know, just driver off the deck. You don't see it that often anymore because the heads are so big.
Well, that's from 252 yards up that hill to get to 16 under now at the 14th.
You know, this is one of those shots, and this is the reason I was talking about the mythical man of Jordan Spieth. Is he hit close to the ball. You know, in a long bunker shot, you know, most guys play defense. He played offense there. Hit close to the ball, put spin on it, throw it past the hole.
We saw Hovland played one into the junk.
Yeah, and there you go. I mean, missed one. You know, the thing about him is he hits so many shockingly good and bad shots in the course of a round. He'll have 3 or 4 times that he shocks you in a good way and shocks you in a bad way.
You dunk him and occasionally chunk him.
Yeah, but he's worth every price, every penny of admission. And just an incredible approach shot here at the 18th. That was to get into a tie for the lead.
So it's a second consecutive round of 6 under 67 for Jordan. 51 consecutive holes without a bogey. Again, just to remind you, massive fairways, massive greens. Certainly doable here. But he's only a couple of shots back, Brandel. You make of what you're seeing with Jordan.
A lot of good stuff. It's worth going back out and taking a look at what he did on the first green. We'll go through some of the good shots, but why it's significant is that day 1 he made over 100 feet of putts. Day 2 he made over 100 feet of putts. Day 3 he made over 100 feet of putts. And of course, 25 feet and change was right here at the first hole. So, you know, a field of 59 are in this field. The greens are perfect. A lot of good putters here. Nobody is making a higher amount, average footage of putts. And again, this is just creativity here. This is look at that, 173 off the deck. 173 ball speed off the deck. Trying to get it up that hill and cut it. I mean, that was just mind-boggling good stuff from Jordan Spieth right there. The 16th again. This is right up the hill. So the opposite putt that he had at the first. You know, the first was down the hill. You know, you got to be careful you don't run it past up the hill. You got to be careful that you don't leave it well short. And then here at the 18th, you know, this is Jordan just being an artist. Having a little flair, trying to cut it into that bank. Because if you want to get it close, you got to risk short-siding yourself there, and that's a very difficult pitch to get it up and down. But that just tells you that, you know, he's really, really in the moment. You know, and the club looks in a little bit better spot at the top. I mean, I just personally don't like it when it's shut and it's bowed left wrist. You know, and by the way, he's got more pep. You know, there was a time when he was in the middle of the tier speed-wise, and it's just itching up there a little bit more.
Well, Jordan turned 30 in July. There's the sense, got 2 kids now, the sense that this is a crucial period in his career. He wants to kind of jumpstart it. The last of his 13 career wins almost 2 years ago. The RBC Heritage at Hilton Head hasn't won a major since Birkdale in 2017 at the Open. So you're getting on 7 years. This was an historically great young player, 21, 22s, winning those 3 majors. So you know he's itching to get back. And Mark Rolfing has said that Jordan's been coming to Maui for a long time, and usually he's chill, he's hanging out on the beach, he's having a lot of fun. He says he's never seen Jordan work as hard as he's been working the last week.
Yeah, it's easy to think there's always tomorrow, there's always next year. But time flies by, and he is in his prime. I mean, look, you know, Jack was a more prolific winner. Nicklaus was in that period of 72, 3, 4 than he was early in his career. Tiger was more prolific winner 2005 to 2008 when he was in that stretch, 97, 98, 99, 2000. So that's right where Jordan is, you know, right in the sweet spot of his career where experience matches perfect with physical attributes. So you'd love to see him go on another run. There's 2 big droughts this year that are the most curious. Obviously, Rory McIlroy's major championship drought is going on 10 years, and you just alluded to Jordan Spieth.
Jordan won the Sentry. We know he loves it here back in 2016 at 30 under, and he won that by 8. Now to another Longhorn from the University of Texas, Scottie Scheffler, par 4 7th.
Yeah, the Scottie didn't get off to the best of starts. That 3-putt there at the 7th dropped him back to even par, bogeyed the 8th. Did bounce back with a birdie at the 9th, and this was a rare bright spot on the greens for Scottie today, who had putted pretty darn well through the first 2 rounds, and in particular in the second round. But today was quite a bit different story. This has become a pretty exciting tee shot over the years. We go back, if you remember, Dustin Johnson almost making a hole-in-one here in the final round en route to sort of a runaway victory. Scottie Scheffler, a couple times now, has managed to avoid that bunker down there about 40, 50 yards short of the green and get it to run right back to the back right portion of this green. But didn't hit a particularly good pitch, but still managed to make the birdie. And then here at the 18th, after knocking it on the green in 2,
amend what we said earlier in the show. It's 34 putts, not 35, but still he lost more than 2 shots to the field, strokes gained putting, after having been on the plus side of the first 2 rounds. And now Brandon's going to have to answer those questions yet again. You alluded to this, having to constantly talk about a weakness that comes with the territory, but it'd been mostly positive talk. Now he's going to have to answer the question again. Hey, what happened with the putting yesterday? You still feel good about what you're working on with Phil Kenyon?
Yeah, it's got to wear on you. You know, after a while. I remember when forever when Tiger Woods was just annihilating everybody.
Yeah,
everybody else that went into the media center would get Tiger Woods questions, one after another. You know. There were several protests, like, hey, I came in here, could we talk about my golf game and not about, you know. And so if you're Scottie, you would think, are the questions about my putting ever going to go away? Sadly, they're not, as long as there is a question mark about his putting. And today was, you know, nothing short of an atrocious day on the greens for Scottie Scheffler. It says 34, the numbers, but, you know, he's out there grinding on it. 34 putts, lost 2 and change to the field, was close to dead last on the greens. The thing is, you know, you've got to have some patience. You got to trust. You know, you're going to have your down days. It doesn't matter how good you are. You're going to have your off days in every aspect of this game.
You were really excited pre-game. You talk about how the posture, the way the arms were hanging down, the stroke reminded you of Tiger.
The stroke looks great. I'm not saying that the way the putts he was making reminds me of Tiger, but you know, there's the thumb straight down the shaft, no sign of tension. You know, there's no peculiarities to his setup. It's utterly orthodox. But I like what he's doing right here. You know, he's not out there. You know, doesn't look like he's panicking. This is more situational, going around the clock, you know, placing the ball 4 or 5 feet away, sort of having a look at it, and this is, you know, it's just sort of affirmation, like, okay, I got it. I'm still making good strokes, different putts, left to right, downhill, left to right, uphill, right to left, et cetera, et cetera.
But the guy's #1 in the world. Won the Players this past year. He won the Masters in 2022. His 6 wins since the start of 2022. And we're nitpicking here, but he had that 36-hole lead. 10th time in his career he's had a 36-hole lead. It's only converted 2 of 9. This is the problem. When you struggle with your putting, you're going to give some away on the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, you know, what he did last year on the greens was, you know, it was hard to watch, really, because he was playing so well. He was front and center on our screens almost every single week. So we saw him almost every single shot, almost every single putt. So ordinarily, we're just going to players when they make one. You don't really see all their misses. So, you know, we got, you know, a full diet of his struggles on the green. But again, when you watch players typically struggle on the green, you know, it's obvious that they're, you know, struggling with tension. The stroke gets a little wobbly here or there. You could see them sometimes, you know, have a quick change of direction or pop up out of it. You don't see any of that with him.
By the way, I remember those days well. You know, Tiger maybe would have won a 5th straight tournament, something outrageous. You know, we said, well, we need to go get some sound. We need to get some interviews with some other players. What do they think? Just how great this is. And you'd go down and you'd try to be respectful and sensitive. Guy would have just played around. And you say, just walk me through your round of 74 today. And then you endure that. And they say, how the kids doing? How's the family doing? And say, by the way, just curious, any thoughts on Tiger's 5th consecutive victory? You know, you have to tap dance around it. Just, you know.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine how hard that was for them psychologically. But
I might have asked you a time or two.
But if
in
he
2000.
look, if he can turn things around on the greens, we may well be asking players about the run that Scottie Scheffler's on. You know, he obviously didn't do himself any favors today, but he's just 3 back, and you're talking about, you know, a very, very youthful player in that final group in Akshay Bhatia. And Chris Kirk, you know, like I said, if the wind doesn't blow tomorrow, it's going to be, you know, just a wide open golf tournament.
And you like Scotty to just go out, freewheel it, knowing he's going to have to make a ton of birdies. In any event, he goes from solo lead at the start of the day to a tie for 6th at 18 under and 3 shots back after a round of 71.